I think I'm gonna cut that tree down. Only the bottom few branches right there has any leaves on it. Everything that's a vine that came down from below. There's wisteria growing on it. All those are dead. I could just take the chainsaw out and drop it, but it's got sort of a weird, comes up, goes over, and then splits. So I think what I'm gonna do is get the pole saw out, trim off some of them dead things on top, and then once I get it down to about there, then I'll take the chainsaw out here and drop it. As you can see, it's dead branches rot and fall off and end up out here. I've had to ride by on the lawnmower a couple times and pick them up so I could cut the grass, and that's all dead from there on up. This is about the only part that's got any new growth on it. I don't know what happened to it. It's just a weed that grew into a tree, but I'm gonna take it down. So I'm not gonna film cutting it because it's gonna be me with a pole saw cursing. So I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Well, cut everything off on that side. Got one more, that whole chunk there I'll cut off. It's dead as crap, but the part where I'm cutting seems to still have some pretty good wood in it. You can see all the shit that just broke off when it fell to the ground. And there's the chunks I cut off. So I'll cut that last little chunk off. And then I'm just going to take the chainsaw and drop that. I'll put Ruby inside for that. She keeps wanting to come over and watch it fall. Okay, I'm going to put this back up. Do the last little bit of pole saw. That's pole saws. Surprisingly, requires a lot more work than I thought it would. I guess mainly because you're holding up the saw at a long distance and still having to saw through the branch. But that tree is definitely, all that's dead. It's got to go. Okay, the top's out of it. You can see how this thing comes down, curves that way and curves that way. The plan is to try and drop this thing right on the left side of that Nandina bush. I'll notch it on that side and then slice it right in there. It could go either way. I don't think it's going to go back towards the deck. You never know though. I'm an amateur. I got a electric train saw and this trunk is just big enough to hurt you if it fell on you. I don't think it's gonna fall that way, some way. It might be over there, might be over there. I'm gonna try and make it fall that way. We'll see what happens. See if I can't set this camera up so that you can see me do it, since I don't have the stuff to. Let's see what happens if I put it up here. Okay, I'm gonna notch it and then come back and turn the camera on. And there you have it. That fell exactly where I wanted it to. So thank you, YouTube, for showing me how to do that. Take the chainsaw and cut that up into pieces, and then I'll cut that stump off at ground level and drill some holes in it, and we'll be done with this tree. Well, the part I cut down is now chopped up into fireplace size pieces. Most of the loose stuff is back over on the pile. I thought I'd show this one last little clip so you can see what happened. And even though it worked out in my favor, it's not the way the experts on YouTube say. Cut my angle cut in here. I went back, thought it was about 1/3. It's kind of hard to see. And then I came in on the back side. Should have been probably a little higher, but the hinge, which is this part here, by the time it got to this point, I ended up pushing it over, and that probably pulled it more towards the bush than should have gone straight out this way, and it ended up falling right where I wanted it to. But that's why right there, because you can see this just ripped, whereas this is torn, but it acts like a hinge, which is what it's supposed to do. So while it wasn't perfect, it worked for this little thing. That's what, about, I don't know, 8-10 inches in diameter. And I don't know, you can see the discoloration in this. I think it was about ready to, it goes all the way down in there. Well, something was killing this thing. That's why it was dying from the top down. As you can see, all the little branches that were on top all have like a lichen on them. So anyways, this all cut down. There's the notch I cut out of it. Now I'm gonna take this down in 2 chunks, just as close to the ground as I can get it. And that's it for this video. 2 more cuts with the chainsaw, and then I gotta go haul all this crap over in the corner of the yard, back off over there. So have a good day. Bye.